Hey y'all, it's Ming and welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, so today we back with another video, another story time. So I got a couple disclaimers about this story. This story was crazy as shit. Like when I tell y'all crazy as shit, it's crazy as shit. And I've been trying to tell y'all this story for like the last couple weeks, but the story was so fucking long that I was really trying my hardest to remember every single detail. Well, as many details as possible and like the timeline and everything. And I tried to remember it to the best of my ability. So I'm going to tell this story to the best of my ability. So don't be mad if I be stopping and pausing, because I'm telling y'all like straight off the dome. Like don't be mad if I be stopping and pausing trying to think about what happened or if I might mess up or something, because sometimes y'all be trying to say that my stories be all over the place, but y'all still love my stories, but y'all be saying that they be all over the place. But that's because I really be telling y'all stories like straight off the top. Like I don't rehearse my videos or nothing. I just get on camera and like tell it like raw. So that was like one small little disclaimer, and the other ones I don't really remember. I don't like no long introductions and shit, so we gonna get straight into the story. So as y'all can tell by the title, this this is a story about the time I had to fuck my brother's baby mom up. Like, oh my god, y'all. Like, I just want to start off by saying this was like a year and a half ongoing war. Like I'm talking about between me and her, between my family, her family. Like it was a long ass ongoing war. Like the shit was fucking long. That's why I said I don't really know exactly how long it's going to take me to tell this story. I'm gonna just tell y'all it's a lot of stuff I actually have to leave out this video because some stuff happened that I don't think I can speak up on YouTube. But yeah, I'm gonna just tell you as much as I can. So we gonna get into the story because I feel like I'm talking too fucking much. So this story takes place back in 2015. So in 2015 I was what, I think a sophomore, like about to end my sophomore year. So there's my brother. I'm talking about my oldest brother, my brother. I don't really need to give him a name, just my big brother. It's my brother, and he had a girlfriend. We gonna call the girlfriend aka baby mom because she's my niece mom. We're gonna call her Bones. We're gonna call her Bones because if y'all see this girl, ain't nothing wrong with skinny people. I'm skinny, but like if y'all see her, it's like she's giving like, never mind. I don't want to say the wrong thing on here. Just know that we just gonna call her Bones. Like we just gonna call her Bones because she was literally, yeah. Anyway, so we gonna call her Bones. So I just want to start off by saying when my brothers be having like, you know, they little domestic issues and shit inside their relationship where they beefing with the girl and, you know, they going through shit, arguing, fighting, whatever case may be, I stay out of it. Like I personally stay out of that shit because for one, it's not my place to get into it. Like it was a couple times where my brothers may or may not have wanted me to smack one of they bitches, but if they're not actually asking me to get involved in their shit, I'm not getting involved in their shit. And the reason why is because I don't like people getting involved in my shit, because one thing for sure, two things for certain. Y'all all know if you fucking with a nigga, you fucking with a bitch, whatever the case may be, y'all go through some shit. You don't go telling your friends, and even though that's naturally what we do, we tell our friends and our family like some shit or whatever the case may be, depending on how serious it is. But we really shouldn't be doing nothing like that, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when you fucking with a nigga or a bitch and y'all go through some shit and you decide to forgive that person, you could forget that nigga or you could forget that bitch, but your family is not, and your friends is not going to forgive that person. They're always going to be looking at them like a weirdo or a clown, or not like them, or whatever the case may be. And they're always awkward between everybody. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you is really some real live, like top tier serious shit, you don't involve your family and shit. Like, and as far as like coming from the other side, like, don't, just mind your business when it comes to shit like that. You see your brother or your sister, like, just mind your business when it comes to that. Like, unless they personally involve you in their shit, don't get involved in this shit. So I'm saying all of that to say that usually when it comes to shit like that, like I said, I mind my business. But with this particular situation, I just could not. Like, I just had to insert myself. And the reason why I had to insert myself was because I already, you know, it's going to be a couple backstories to this story. But I already never really cared for this girl. Like, I ain't even going to say that. Me and her were cool until she started moving weird. Like, for no reason, like just moving weird with me for no reason. Like, she just was weird. So basically, like, she, like, I ain't going like really get too much into detail, but she basically like was one of them people that was like raised off survival, don't have no family. Her mom not in her life, her mom is not her guardian, and I don't know if she adopted. I don't even know what the hell's going on, but it's like her mom wasn't a mom, but she was one of the moms where if she get in a fight, she could call the mom to come fight with her, but can't call the mom to be a mom. Like, it was like one of them situations, and she ain't had no family and shit like that. I'm saying all of that to say, basically, when she met my brother, she like gained a whole family, because my family, like, we was the type of people that was raised off love. We're like a close-knit family, take family trips, family vacations, do everything as a family. Like, I got one of them, like like your ideal family. Like, I got one of them type of family. So it's like when she came across my brother, it's like she literally became blessed, honestly. Like, she finally had a family and shit like that. And when I tell y'all, this girl was going everywhere with us, every family vacation, everything. Even when her and my brother would be breaking up, like, we wasn't even looking at her as my brother girlfriend no more. It's like at this point, like, you literally a family member. Like, it's like that's how it was. So I'm saying all of that to say we basically, like, you know, took her in or whatever. Especially like when she had my niece and stuff. It's like we really was all like one big family. So basically, long story short, well, not long story short, because the story won't get shit. But basically, the issue started January. No, before I get into that, the reason why I inserted myself into into this situation, like the reason why I say she was very weird, is because I don't know what the fuck was wrong. Like, I don't know. It was always something like real weird about her, but I still like used to, like, she was still cool. So it's like a lot of shit I used to brush off. So she was like the type of person that, like, she just was like one of them real, like I don't, like a person that, like, you know, throw rocks and hide their hand, like, you know, one of them people. Like, y'all know how people will say something, will sit there and like say some subliminal shit on Twitter, but the shit apply to their friend or apply to their family member, and then like soon as you ask them about it, it's like, oh, I'm just speaking in general, like that. She would do weird shit like that. And when I say weird shit, I mean weird shit. Like, I'm talking like she could see me right now, right? Pretend me and her is cool. She could see me right now, right? And then go on Twitter like, I think bitches that wear black shirts and red hats are dirty as shit. Like, she'll be that specific with it. But a couple times I let it go, but then one time I pressed her about it, because it's like, all right, like, I'm not trying to hear none of that you speaking in general shit. Like, bitch, you being a little too specific. Like, so one of the times, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, one of the times she was talking shit, it was like, she said some shit. Now, mind you, if y'all watch my Q&A, y'all see that I said, you know, I ain't really start paying bills till I just moved out. Like, I don't give a fuck. I never was really paying my phone bill with nothing. I am now, but like, I never really was. And I don't give a fuck. Like, my mom paid my phone bill till she wasn't. And then my brother was. And then, you know, like, I wasn't paying my phone bill until I fucking felt like paying my phone bill. So basically, she knew that about us. Like, she knew that about like me and my brothers and stuff. She knew that like my mom was paying all of our phone bill. Mind you, my brother grown and shit. I'm technically grown too, because I'm in college too, but we wasn't paying our phone bill. My mom was paying it. Like, so what? So basically, one time she was on Twitter like she just kept sending weird ass shots, like shit that kept applying to like my family. She said something like, yeah, I don't know if she said bitches or motherfuckers, something she said, but like basically motherfuckers be swearing they so fucking grown whole time, they mom still paying their phone bill. Some weird shit like that. Like, it was weird. Like, it was weird. Mind you, her and my brother still together at the time, which made it really weird. So then it was another time, but this time I knew for sure she was talking about me. So this was a time when I was like, I had just I don't think that was my first job, but like when I was like younger or whatever, I worked at like 3 different like Wendy's locations and shit like that. And you know, being young, not having no money, and I mean not having no responsibilities and shit like that, my little Wendy's checks was cool. I got me a nice ass car with a cardinal off of 1 Wendy's check. So like, I don't know why people were sleeping on them, but yeah, like, so one time, y'all know how we be talking nowadays, like, oh, I ain't worried about nothing or nobody, I just want to stack my money, stack my coins, whatever. So one time, I said something like that. Like, I don't remember, I said something like that. But it was like right after I had got a job. You know, I'm all hype, like, yeah, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm just trying to stack my bread, whatever. Something I said along those lines on Twitter. This bitch tweets right after me. But mind you, she on the phone with, mind you, me and her, I don't even remember how me and her ended up on the phone, but I remember she said, like, she basically was hyping shit, trying to figure out where I worked and all this other shit. And I don't even remember if she was trying to get me to get her a job or something. I don't even remember. But I know me and her was on the phone talking about my job. Next thing you know, a couple minutes later, she on the phone, she on Twitter talking about bitches be hyping shit, talking about they $7.25 Burger King jobs. First of all, it wasn't Burger King, it was Wendy's. But yeah, she like, bitches be hyping shit, talking about they $7.25 Burger King jobs. And it's like, it'd be shit like that where it's like, bitch, I know you talking about me. So, but it would be so fucking weird because me and her are cool. Like, we cool. We ain't go through nothing. We didn't have, like, it wasn't no static between us or nothing. So why do you keep doing that weird shit? Like, you throwing shots. You know that you're talking about me. But when I say something to you, you say you. So basically, I ended up pressing her about it. I don't even remember what I said to her, but she like, if it don't apply, let it fly. I ain't like, I'm speaking in general. If it don't apply, let it fly. Bitch, it do apply, and you know it applies, so stop being funny. And I don't even remember how me and her ended up on the phone, but we kind of had like a little, and I told her like, shut the fuck up, and she like, don't tell me to shut the fuck up. I don't even know. But basically, I'm saying all of that don't have nothing to do with the story, but I'm basically telling you what type of weird ass bitch she was, which is why I inserted myself into this story. So my mom or whatever, like I said, she didn't have no family. So when we took her in, we became her family. Like, my mom was really putting this bitch on her feet, like trying to push her through school, help her become a CNA, get her a job working with her, because my mom is a registered nurse. Get her a job working with her and shit like that. Like, my mom really trying to put her on, put money in her pocket, especially now you got her granddaughter and shit like that. So she really going to make sure you good. So basically, my mom put her in school or whatever. She ended up becoming a CNA. Then my mom gets her a job working at one of her jobs. This is where everything went downhill, because it's like, this bitch, you could tell, you know how you could tell when a person is not used to shit, not used to money, not used to having shit. Like, you can just tell when a person is not used to having shit, because the second that they get it, they switch the fuck up, they act crazy, they not humble, they trying to talk down on people who was like who you was looking up to, and you trying to get the same people that was trying to put you on, and it's like you trying to start talking down on them same motherfuckers that's really feeding you biting the hand that's feeding you. Like, it's like shit like that. Like, you could tell when the motherfucker not used to shit. So basically, my mom got her this little job or whatever, and she started getting a taste of that money. Once she got a taste of that money, she was already a weirdo, but once she got a taste of that money, she changed completely. Like, she started neglecting the shit out of my niece. Like, I'm talking like not picking her up when she says she's gonna pick her up, disappearing for days, and all this weird shit. Not only that, it's like she was working. This bitch used to live at work. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you living at work and shit like that. But you know, like, people who know me personally, they know that all the shit that I do, like when I make my money and shit like that, they know that you could tell by the way I take care of my son. And like, if you like I said, you know me personally, you know that everything I do is for my son. Like, I put my son first. I lace the shit out of my son. I do everything for my son. I provide for my son. Like, so literally everything I do is for my son. And you could tell the difference between a person that's like that and a person that's doing everything for them and doing everything for themselves. This bitch used to work doubles and triples at that fucking job. I'm talking about days and days and days. Always acting like she couldn't get my niece because she wanted to go to work. And it's like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's like, girl, you doing all of this, but you not even doing shit for your daughter. You not calling, speaking to, picking your daughter up for days and days and days, just disappearing. And I don't know, like, it was just real. Like, she just started, I don't know, but she started irritating my family, because it's like, it's one thing for you to be working and still playing the mom part, but it's like you're working and just basically pretty much saying fuck my niece, pretty much. Like but you out here living your best life, and it's like you finally got money, and instead of you actually taking care of business and shit like that, you out doing shit like I don't know, I can't explain. But basically, that's just basically what was happening. So at that point, she just kind of started getting on her nerve because she never had my niece. Like, she was literally disappearing for days, like days, a week, like whatever at a time. And not nobody even knowing half the time, because my mom wouldn't always be working with her. So half the time, nobody would even know where the fuck she at. But then I don't know. A lot of times she was saying she was at work and really wasn't. I don't fucking know. But it was just a lot of bullshit that was going on. So basically, a couple weeks or a couple months into the job or whatever, she started like pretty much feeling herself. So basically one night or whatever, I don't know if it was one of the supervisors or whatever, or somebody had called my mom's phone, like, where's Bones? Like, she been on a schedule, but she ain't been coming in, and da-da-da-da. So my mom irritated because she like, you fucking, like, I put you in, I brought you into this job and you're fucking up my name. Like you fucking up my name. Like, where you at? Why you say so? I don't even remember what the fuck her excuse was, but I know they was looking for her and couldn't find her, and I think she ended up getting fired right after that. So this wasn't even, I don't even feel like this was the day or 2 days after that we ended up finding out this bitch was cheating on my brother. So like I said, I mind my business any other time, like when it comes to shit like that, because it ain't my business at the end of the day. I mean, well, if I knew she was cheating on my brother, of course I would have told him. But like, I wasn't never, it's like, when I say it's not my business, I mean, if my brother, or I know some shit going on between my brothers and their girlfriends, whatever the case may be, it's not my place to call the bitch like, yo, you did such and such to my brother, da 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 da. So it never was my place. But this time I made it my place because I already didn't like her. You already was acting fucking weird. Now, bitch, you finally got a job. You finally touching money for the first time ever in your life. Now you're neglecting my niece. You're not even picking my niece up. You're not even paying my niece no mind or none of that. You doing all this weird shit. And now you come to find out you not even at work because you out cheating on my brother. So I don't even remember exactly how the first thing I found out about how she was cheating on my brother, but it was like a day later that my cousin, one of my blood cousins on my dad's side, seen her in the mall with a nigga. That's pretty much when everything unfolded. So my cousin seen her in the mall with a nigga or whatever. Basically, she was like, kind of like, she spoke to my cousin, but she was like bitching or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, my cousin basically was acting like basically was saying like she acted like she saw a ghost, like she wasn't really trying, like she was like, she had the sorry face on, like she wasn't expecting to run into my cousin and shit. So that pretty much was that and shit. So basically that was there. Her and my brother ended up going through what they was going through. So now at this point, I don't really know exactly what happened between her and my brother with that situation. I mean, I know obviously they broke up or whatever, but as far as like verbatim whatever happened between them, I don't know, because at this time I was actually in Bloomsburg. This all took place like January 2015. So, well, it started off January 2015. And I remember she was like getting smart with my mom. All this weird shit. But I'm going to be skipping ahead some because, like I said, the details is hard as fuck to remember. I don't remember how I got involved personally. I really don't remember how I got involved. I cannot remember for the life of me. Like, I'm really trying to remember how I got involved. I really do not remember. But I know once I found out she was cheating on my brother, I know that's when I got involved. And I just don't remember how it started between me and her. I really don't. But I do know we was arguing hard as shit. We on the phone and on Twitter having this big ass argument, putting on this big ass show on Twitter. Cause she started the Twitter shit. Cause I don't do the Twitter shit unless a bitch start with me. But I know we was on the phone and then it started. She was subtweeting me. Then we had to put on this big ass show for Twitter. All this crazy shit. Now we telling each other, bitch, I'ma fuck you up. Like, da da da. Cause like I said, I don't even involve myself because I already didn't like her. But then she started disrespecting my mom on some weird. I don't even remember. But like I said, once she got that job, she started feeling herself. And it's like, bitch, how you sitting here talking crazy to the hand that's feeding? Like, I don't know. It was just a whole bunch of weird shit. Like, so basically, me and us started arguing. We putting on this big ass show on Twitter, and And I remember we was arguing on the phone, and it was like me arguing on the phone with like her and her friend and all this other shit. We talking crazy, and basically, long story short, we just telling each other like, bitch, when I see you, I'ma beat you the fuck up. Like, cause she basically telling me like, bitch, mind your fucking business. Da, da, da. No, bitch, I'm not minding my business. That's my fucking brother. Like, fuck you mean, and I don't like you. So we arguing or whatever. That was that or whatever. So we telling each other, like I said, we telling each other when we see each other, we gonna beat each other the fuck up. All right, cool. I'll see you when I see you. It's not gonna be hard to run into you at all. You're my niece, mom. I'm going to see you. So after that, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I don't know how long. Like I said, the timeline is like real. Is blurry to me. But it wasn't long after that. It wasn't much longer after that at all that this situation occurred. So my mom calls me snapping. Mind you, I'm mad as shit because I'm up school at this point, right? I'm up school and it's nothing I could do. I had a car, but my car ended up, something had happened with the fucking, and this was like the second car I had, second or third, something like that, car that I had, and the engine ended up dying. So at this time, I didn't have my car. Like, I didn't have my car, so my only way home was either, my only way home to Philly, you know, Philly is 2.5 hours away from Bloomsbury. My only way home from Philly was to either catch a ride with somebody or to catch the bus. And the bus would be fucking like 4 hours long. Like, I don't even remember how fucking long that bus ride was, but that shit used to be, and then it used to only be at a certain time and shit. So it just used to be, that bus ride used to be crazy. And I used to do it a lot. But anyway, long story short, I ain't had no way home, right? So one day my mom calls me snapping. She called me snapping. Mind you, in between this time, the girl keep calling my phone. Her and my friends. I mean, her and her friends keep calling my phone, talking crazy about my mom, calling my mom all type of bitches and shit. So like, of course, like when I see you, I'm really gonna fuck you up. Like, you can say everything you want to say over the phone, but when I see you, like, just know what's up. Like, so she talking crazy, calling my mom all type of bitches, and I'm like, bitch, like, you wouldn't even have none of this shit, because she kept saying, all her response to everything I kept saying was, because 2015 just started, right? So this bitch finally had got her first car. It was like a 2015 Kia, and I only know that because her response to everything was, I got a 2015. I got a 2015. 2015 just started. What you got? What you got? What you got? I got a 2015. That was her favorite fucking word, was 2015. Like, that's all she fucking kept saying was 2015. That was her response to every fucking thing that I said was, I got a 2015. Like, girl, you only got that car because of my mom. Like, not only that, you going around asking people paying for this car note, but that's none of my business. But anyway, she just, that's all she kept like saying. Like, that was her only response. Like, she kept trying to call me and call my mom talking heavy. How you talking heavy to people that's putting you on? It don't make sense. Like, that's why I'm saying that money started fucking her head up. So basically, she calling my mom all type of bitches and all this other shit, like that her and my mom going through it because she acting weird. Then she acting weird to my niece. She not getting her daughter. All this weird shit. Like, it's just all this weird shit. So basically, fast forward, my mom ended up calling me, right? My mom ended up calling me snapping. This bitch, something happened. At this time, my brother was living with my grandmom or whatever. So he living with my grandma. Like, just keep that in mind. He was living with my grandma. My older brother was living with my grandma. So whatever ended up happening, like I said, I wasn't in Philly at the time. Whatever ended up happening, she ended up going, the bones ended up going to my grandma's house or whatever. Just trying to get in touch with my brother, whatever the case may be. The bitch banging on my grandma's door and kicked a hole through my grandma's door. The bitch kicked the hole through my grandma's door. So my brother ended up calling my mom over there. My mom came over there, started snapping on her or whatever. They arguing, and my mom like on some like, bitch, you better go here if I sick my dog on you. Talking about me. Like, mom, what, like, where you get that line from? Anyway, my mom basically was threatening her or whatever, telling her like, bitch, you better go here if I get my daughter, like, whatever. So they arguing and shit like that. They arguing. When I tell y'all that shit was occurring from sun up to sundown, like, that whole day was just crazy. Mind you, I'm mad as shit because I'm not there. Like, I'm in Bloomsbury. I'm mad as shit I'm not there with my family because, bitch, if you would have kicked, I don't even think she would have kicked that door through my grandma. Kick the hole through my grandma's door if I was in Philly. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because this bitch used to always, every time she knew I was in Philly, she would be on some calm shit. But every soon as I go back to Bloomsbury, she'll start doing all this weird ass shit to my family. So basically, she ended up kicking the hole through my grandma's door or whatever. My mom ended up going over there snapping. They arguing and shit like that. All this shit happened. She ends up calling her mom over there because all the whole time that we knew her for all these years, that's all she kept saying was how her mom would be beating bitches the fuck up. And this was when we was cool. She'd always be telling us all the time how her mom be beating bitches the fuck up. And yeah, every time I get in a fight, I call my mom. Her and her mom always used to be fighting together. Like, I guess that was supposed to be scaring somebody, I don't know, but she always used to say that shit all the time. So my mom chopping her, like, she cursing her the fuck out, snapping on her and shit. She all in her face and shit like that. So she ended up calling her mom because she basically felt threatened by my mom because my mom kept getting in her face and shit. So she ended up calling her mom, I guess, to fight my mom. So her mom and her friend ended up coming to my grandma's house. Mind you, I'm mad as shit because I'm not there. So her mom and her friend ended up coming to my grandma's house or whatever. They arguing again. Now all of a sudden she acting all hype like she want to fight my mom. I'm talking about Bones acting like she want to fight my mom. Like, so whatever happened, they ended up going through it and all this other shit. And then her and my mom arguing. My mom ended up hitting the shit out of her in front of her mom. Her mom didn't do shit. Like, her mom didn't do shit. The mom that you so piping up that you keep saying, oh yeah, my mama do this, my mama do that, my mama beat you the fuck up, da, da, da. You called this mom over here to fight my mom, and my mom just hit the shit out of you in front of your mom, and your mommy do shit. She didn't do shit. Once that happened, now her mom and her friend is like pulling her away, trying to break it up. So now she's snapping on her mom like, you gonna let her hit me? You gonna let her hit me? Like, I'm about to call Aunt so-and-so because Aunt so-and-so never would have did that. Now all of a sudden, then you got an aunt that fight. Like, girl, move. Like, you ain't got nobody and your mom ain't doing shit. So that pretty much was that or whatever. So they arguing. It was all this shit, like all this shit that was happening that day. So mind you, I'm mad as shit because it was too late to catch the bus at this time, and I don't have no fucking car to get home. I'm mad as shit. Like, bitch, you over there trying to fight? But like, yo, I was just so fucking mad. So after that, she ended up calling her brother. It was so much shit that went on this day, y'all. She ended up calling her brother. Her brother and his friends ended up coming to my grandma's house, and like it was just so much shit. Like, and honestly, it was so much shit that went on that day. Like, they was arguing from sun up to fucking sundown. So that was that or whatever. So like I said, I wasn't really there, so I don't even remember how the situation ended up dying down. I just remember the brother was trying to act like he was about to my grandma's house, but she's like, oh no, chill, because the baby. And it was so much crazy shit. But the whole time I'm at Mondro, at this time I think I was working at Giant Market, and the whole time I'm on the phone and I'm so mad. Yeah, oh my god, I was so mad. It wasn't meant for me to be there. It was not meant for me to be there at all. Mind you, the friend that she was there with was another one of the friends that said they wanted to fight me. So I just really was mad as shit I wasn't there. But the friend wasn't on shit with my mom or nothing. It was really just Bones by herself, because her mom wasn't on shit either. So that pretty much was, I ain't going to even say that was pretty much that. After that happened, nothing to that level had happened for like it kind of died down, but she still was calling my mom, disrespecting my mom, disrespecting me, kept playing on my phone. Her and her friends keep calling my phone, playing on my phone and shit like that, like just being weird or whatever. But that was that. So some time had went by. So mind you, like I said, all that shit occurred in like January, February of 2015. Some time ended up going by before me and her had words again. It's like, you know, the last time I really talked to you, I said I was gonna beat you the fuck up when I see you. You said the same thing to me, so it's like, okay, we know what it's gonna be when we see each other. So at this point, the semester is over, right? So I'm gonna fast forward to, I think it's like July. I think it was July. I'm gonna fast forward to July of 2015. So one day I'm at work, right? This is like pretty much where the story really starts. So that's why I said I might have to, like, you know, chop it up. One day I'm at work and shit, right? So I'm at Wendy's. So at this time my car's still not working. So I was actually catching the bus to work. So one day or whatever, I'm leaving work. I got off real late that day. Probably like it was late. I know it was nighttime. So as I get on the bus, I get a text from this number. Mind you, the messages is green. It's a red flag. I just feel like nobody personally should be texting from green messages anymore. Like, I don't know. But anyway, the messages was green. So they text me like, I don't know if they said what's up or hey or what. I don't even know what they said. But they basically, you know, text me, greeting me pretty much. So I'm like, who this? They talking about, it's Dave. I'm like, who the fuck is Dave? So mind y'all, it's July, so y'all know I already told y'all what be going on at Bloomsbury Block Party and shit like that. How Bloomsbury Block Party is like every April of every year or whatever. So at this time, April already passed, so we had Block Party already. So I did meet a couple niggas up there, but one thing about me, like I told y'all before, I said if I drink and shit like that, I'm not the type of person that drink and black out and forget or don't remember or whatever the case may be. I'm not the type of person that I don't forget shit like that. So if I gave you my number, I'm going to remember I gave you my number. I'm going to remember your name. I'm going to remember who you is. It don't matter how fucking drunk I get. I'm just not that person that forgets shit. No matter how drunk I get, it don't matter. I don't forget shit and I don't get hangovers. That's just one thing about me. So I remember in particular that year of Bloomsbury, I met one nigga. Well, I met a couple niggas, but it was one in particular who I was really on. Like I was with him that whole weekend for like that whole 3-4 days. Me and him was together. So I know for a fact that I didn't meet nobody named no fucking Dave. I don't know nobody named Dave. So clearly somebody is playing on my phone. So it was like, it's Dave. So I'm like, Dave from where? They like, we met at Block Party. So I'm like, who the fuck? So in my head, I'm like, who the fuck is this playing on my phone? So like, we met at a Block Party. So I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't remember meeting nobody. Like, I don't remember meeting nobody named Dave on a Block Party. So they like, yeah, we met in front of such and such. But mind you, whole time, it's this bitch playing on my phone, but I didn't know at the time. But whole time, she only know with the name of like some locations of Bloomsbury because she would come up there a couple times with me. So she like, yeah, I met you. He like, yeah, I met you in front of whatever fucking place she said. So I'm like, I don't know nobody named Dave. Like I don't remember that. So I'm like, call me. I'm like, maybe I could recognize your voice or something. I'm like, I don't know nobody named Dave. So they basically giving me the runaround, still playing on my phone. So I just stopped responding. Like I just stopped responding. So, cause I'm like, I know for a fact I don't know nobody named no fucking Dave. Like who the fuck is this? Like what? Mind you, if you met me at Block Party was 3 months ago at this point. How you just be texting me in July? Like what? So basically, so that was that or whatever. So I rode the bus home or whatever. Rode the bus home. When you get off the bus, the way my block was set up is like you get off the bus and it's like, it's not an alleyway, but it's like a little pathway that you could cut through and then walk down my block. So I get off the bus, cut through the pathway, and I walked in and I walked in the block. Every time I'm walking down the block, guess who the fuck pulled up in the 2015 Kia Optima, hop out the car and mace me. Bones. Yo, I don't even remember the last time I talked to this girl before this shit happened. But why would you, first of all, you just tried to lie me. First of all, you just tried to lie me and try to act like a nigga to try. Like, my whole thing is you knew I wanted to fight you just as much as you wanted to fight me. Why not just call my phone and tell me to meet you? So, like, it's not like if you really want to smoke, like that's what you could have did. And you personally know me, so you already know. So why you felt like you had to lie me and try to act like a nigga to try to, I guess, get my guard down or something to try to catch me slipping instead of just telling me you wanted to fight me? So, long story short, I'm walking in my block or whatever, right? A black car pull up beside me and it stopped. Somebody hop out the back. She like, yeah, what you was saying, and mace the shit out of me. Mind you, she wasn't even, I ain't even going to say she maced the shit out of me because it was really my fault how I got maced, because this bitch was so scary acting the way she was with that shit. It's like she was macing me but like running backwards at the same time. So she was nowhere near me with the mace. But I was trying so hard to get to her that I ran right through all the mace she sprayed and started fighting her. So she hopped out the car like, yeah, what you was saying, hop out the car and start macing, but she far as shit away from me. That's why I'm like, my dumb ass, why the fuck would I run through the mace and, you know, and the shit got all, like, oh my God, that was my first time getting maced. That shit is not, that shit is not nothing to play with. So, we fighting or whatever. Mind you, I ain't gonna lie, she young boy the shit out of me because she ain't young boy because she wasn't even swinging. What she was doing was holding me in the head, like she was holding me in the head like I'm swinging on her, but she holding me in the head like, and mind you, I've never been here like in my life, so that's why it was so funny. Well, it wasn't funny at the time, but She head like me, so I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting here trying to swing on her, trying to fight her. This bitch just holding me in the head. Mind you, we the same size. She bony as shit, but she holding me in the head, and I'm trying to swing on her, but she trying to hold me in the head like and bite me. Like that's what she was like. She was, and she did bite me. She did end up biting me, but like, bitch, why are you not fighting me? Like, why are you trying to hold me in the head? Like, so whatever ended up happening, I start getting the best of her. We ends up in the back of her car, and I'm on top of her, fighting her, fucking her up. So we get in the back of her car, me and her fighting, right? So, but I'm on top of her. So it's a nigga that's driving the car, and it's a friend that's in the passenger seat. So the friend in the passenger seat saw it because she see her friend getting beat the fuck up. So the friend started holding my arm. So the only reason, mind you, before I told this story time, the one when I had got jumped, before that story, I never in my life got jumped. So I didn't even really know how. It's like, I don't know if I was like, it's like, all right, basically what I'm trying to say is the friend started holding my arm, and I didn't swing on the friend because I'm like, I know if I swing on her, they're going to start jumping me. But looking at hindsight, I should have never been like scared for that to happen. Like, I should have never gave a fuck. It's like, y'all going to jump me, y'all going to jump me. But I never, before that moment, I never got jumped before. So it was like, that's the only reason why I didn't swing on her, was because it was like, I didn't want them to jump me. But she holding my arm like, get off of her, trying to push me out the car like, get off of her. While she holding my arm, I'm trying to swing on her with one arm. I'm on top of her trying to swing on her with one arm, and the bitch had kicked me. Like, she kicked me, and she had kicked me in my face. So the friend holding my arm, so she like get off of her. So I'm trying to swing on her with one arm, and she like wimbling with her feet, like trying to kick me off of her, like telling her friend like, get her off of me. So she trying to windmill with her feet, and she kicked me, and she ended up kicking me in my face. I'm mad. So I ended up just letting go. And like, I ain't even swing on the front or nothing. I ended up just letting go, and I was mad as shit. I'm walking down to the block. I think I fucking ran home after that. I ran home. I banged on my motherfucking door. I started fucking snapping like, Mom, this bitch just and my mom like, what? She get up, my stepdad get up, I call my dad pulled up, my uncle I didn't even call no friends. My uncle pulled up, my dad pulled up, my brother pulled up, my other brother was already there. They was so fucking mad because why the fuck would you, they were so fucking mad because it was so random. Like, why the fuck, me and you didn't talk in I don't know how long. Why would you even go through all of that to come? Like, why? So my whole thing is like, I'm basically assuming that she was waiting at the top of my block waiting for me to come home or something. I don't know, but it was just weird because like I said, I'm not no bitch, and I'm not ducking no action from nobody. If you want to fight me, tell you want to fight. Do you know how many bitches I fought that I don't even know to this day why we fought? But a bitch wanted to fight me and I fought him. Like, and she personally knew me. Me and her was actually in fights together. Like, we was in fights together. Matter of fact, my last story time, when I told you, remember my last story time when I told you I beat up 2 girls in one night, and then I said one of my friends had ended up calling one of the girls saying she was going to come up Bloomberg and smack the shit out of her. That was her. That was Bones calling the girl for me saying that she was going to come up Bloomberg and smack the shit. That was Bones. So me and her actually really what, like, we was in fights together and all of that. So I'm saying all of that to say you personally know me, so why the fuck wouldn't you just call me and say you wanted to fight me? Like, you knew I was in Philly. Why did you feel like you had to catch me slipping, coming home from work, you hopping out of the car and macing me and shit? Why did you feel like you had to do that? Like, so now at this point it's like all bet everything is off. Like, now bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just up, and it's up and it's stuck. So basically, like I said, I ended up calling on my folks. They end up pulling up or whatever. So now we blowing her phone the fuck down. Cause bitch, come out now. You really gotta like rumble. Like, you gotta rumble me. Like, so my mom, everybody's calling her. Everybody calling her. My brother, everybody just calling her. Mind you, you doing all of this like you don't know what like level it could go to. Like, you forgetting that you my niece, Mom. You gotta see me. Like, I'm confused. Well, I thought she had to see me. Come to find, like, when it was all said and done, I ain't catch the bitch till a whole year and a half later. But we gonna get to that part. So basically, we end up pulling up to her block. Where, mind you, she lived with her grandma. We end up pulling up to her block, all of us, me, my dad, my uncle, my stepdad, my brothers, my mom, everybody. We end up pulling, cause they like want some shit like, no, you gotta fight her. Like, everybody's like telling her like, come fight her. Like, you did that nut ass shit, try to catch her slipping, but then you don't want to fight her. Like, you would like, that's weird. That's weirdo shit. So basically, we trying to get her to come out. Some shit happened that we did, but I can't speak on it in this video. Basically, we trying to get her to come out. Now she playing, she laughing. Then she with a whole nother friend. She playing and she laughing and she think it's so funny. She think it's so funny that they just did that corny ass shit to me. She think it's so fucking funny. Come to find out, she not even at her grandma's house. She went all the way up. I don't even know how the fuck she got up there so fast. She went all the way up to the fucking county to one of her other friends' houses and was basically hiding out there. Like, bitch, when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, I'm gonna, like, I was so fucking mad. I was so fucking mad because, like, that shit is not honorable. Like, I don't respect you for that. Like, you already knew what we was on. I already said, when I see you, I'm gonna fuck you up. You said, when you see me, you gonna fuck me up. Why you gotta catch me slipping months later when I'm not even thinking about you? I already said, when I see you, I'm gonna slap the shit out you. Why you gotta catch me slipping and try to act like a nigga texting my phone and all that to try to catch me walking down my block? Like, why you had to do all that? You got my number, you got my Instagram, you got my Twitter, you got everything. You know everything about me. You know I would have even respected you if you came and pulled up in front of my door and see me walking down the block and you said, I want to fight. I would have said, okay, let me go sit my shit in the house and I'll be right back out. I would have respected you if but you would rather have the upper hand. You would rather catch me slipping and mace me and try to fuck it. Like, bro, I was so fucking mad. So basically, that night we ain't get nowhere because the bitch was fucking hiding. My brothers, we all blowing her phone up and shit like this. She playing, she answering the phone, but she's playing and laughing about it. She think this shit's so funny. Like, she think it's so fucking funny. So basically, the next day, now, bitch, I'm gonna do everything I can to get you to pop on out because, yeah, you got me fucked up. So the next day, me and my friends went around to her grandma's house, busted those windows out with a brick, yeah, and she still ain't come out. She called me like, yeah, then she calling my phone. She calling my phone, mad as shit, like, yeah, your bitches bust my grandma. She like, Neil, I'm gonna go to that bitch house talking about my grandma. She calling my grandmama bitch. First she calling my mama bitch. Then she calling my grandma, all types of bitches. I'm gonna go to that bitch house and I'm gonna da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, come fight me. Like, all right, yeah, we busted your grandma window out. Come fight me. Like, come fight me. Like, we ain't got respect for grandparents' houses. You want to kick holes in my grandma's door and shit like that. So, Neil, we're gonna get you. Neil, come out. Like, just come out. So, basically, long story short, we never caught up to her because she was fucking hiding. Not to mention, I left this part out. I'm not going to get into detail because it's kind of like, you know, family business or whatever. But basically, right before she ended up jumping me, she said some shit that kind of was concerning to my mom and my brother, that they wanted to keep my niece away from her because that bitch was crazy. She said some shit that was just out of pocket that made my brother want to keep my niece away from her. But when she jumped me, pretty much we had my niece. I don't really want to talk about that too much. We had my niece or whatever. She ain't had my niece. She ain't get my niece back. So she ended up, now all of a sudden, she got so much interest in being a mom. When I tell you this bitch was the fucking, and still to this day is like, she just, I don't even want to really speak on it too much, but that she just don't need to be, some people just don't need to be parents, is just what I'm going to say. Like, from day one, some people just don't need to be parents. So basically, since now at this point she feel like her parenthood was threatened, she felt the need to go to court to try to file to get custody and all. It was all this shit. So court date comes, right? I remember it was so much fucking shit that happened, y'all. Court date comes, right? So this was just a crazy ass day. So I remember this day, me and my little grown ass, I was with some nigga, I don't know, but I know I went back. I ain't go back home till like probably like 5, 6 in the morning. I know the sun was like up, like the sun was coming up, and I knew we had to be to court because we was all going to family court. Like, we was all going, like, even though it was just my brother that had to go, we all was going. It was like me, my mom, my brothers, I think my grandmoms, I think both of my grandmoms, or one of my grandmoms, something like that. My dad, my stuff, like, we all went to court or whatever. So why the fuck, before we get to court, why the fuck, when I'm pulling up back home at like 6 o'clock in the morning, why the fuck am I driving down the block? Why the fuck I see my mom's car got 4 flat tires, and I guess she attempted to open up the gas tank or whatever, but the gas tank is one of the ones that you gotta open up with a key. I guess she attempted to open up the gas tank to try to put sugar in or whatever the case may be. This bitch flattened all 4 of my mom's tires the morning that we got court. Like what? By the shit that I'm telling y'all, it just show y'all how crazy. But she wasn't really crazy because she'll do shit, but she'll do shit when she ain't gotta face the person right then and there. Like she'll do shit when she ain't, like, you know, when she ain't gonna do it in front of your face is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So I'll wake up my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, your car, I'm like, she playing your fucking tire. My mom madish. I don't even think my mom reacted at that point. Like my mom was just on some shit, like she wanted to fuck that bitch up. So me and my mom end up going around to her block or whatever. We end up going around to her block, to her house. She had one of them houses where it's like, it's a row house, but like, you know, they got like driveways in the back, so you can park in the back of the house or whatever. It's like, it's a house with a driveway. So why the fuck we pull up to her car? We use my car. We pull up to her car to like do the same fucking thing she did, to like flat all 4 of her tires and fuck her car up and shit. Why the fuck? I lied to you or not. Why the fuck we pull up to the side? Like her car is parked like this, right? It's like it's the house and this her car, but her car is like parked like the long way. Why the fuck we pull up right next to her? Why the fuck my car break down and run out of gas? Right here, right next to her car. Why the fuck did my car break down and run out of gas? Yo, I swear on everything I love, I could not make this up. Like, I'm not making none of this shit up. Why the fuck we went and ran? My car broke right down, right. I mean it wasn't down the street, it wasn't up the street, it was right next, like we was right next to each other, like literally right side by side, parked next to each other. My car broke down right there. Dumb as shit. Me and my mom looking dumb as shit, walking back and forth to the gas station with the fucking gas can, trying to put gas, and we like whole time, I hope this bitch don't come out, she gonna fuck my car. Yo, so whatever ended up happening, we ended up like putting gas in the car and shit. So we end up going to court and shit. So we waiting and we see her ugly ass brother and her grandma walk in there or whatever. So this bitch, she's swinging her hair, just doing all this shit, just trying to be funny, trying to get attention. And I'm just looking at her like, I cannot wait to beat the brakes off of this bitch. Like, so she's swinging her hair, she doing all this little weird shit or whatever. Out of nowhere, her brother walk up to my dad. The brother called himself walking up to my dad. Like, yeah. I don't even remember what the fuck. He said something like, what's up with all that staring y'all doing? Some shit he said like that. So my dad had headphones around his neck. So he like, what? So he stood up, he took the headphones from around his neck or whatever. So he like, yeah, I just wanted to know. Whatever ended up happening, I know people ended up running in between him and my dad. And I start running towards her, trying to fight her, trying to push through people, trying to fight. We doing all this in the fucking courthouse, y'all. We doing all this in court. I start running towards her, trying to fight her, all this shit. I'm surprised none of us got arrested that day. Like, that shit was so crazy. So they ended up pulling my family in a room, like, yeah, we don't want none of y'all getting locked up. Like, y'all need to chill, like, just chill, like, da-da-da-da, whatever. Ended up happening or whatever. So then, like, after the whole court thing, the brother pulled my dad to the side when they outside, talking about, yeah, no, I ain't mean it like that, da-da-da-da. That pretty much was that or whatever. So pretty much after that or whatever, the bitch was just harassing the fuck out of me and my family. Like, when I tell you like I told y'all before, I ain't no motherfucking victim, but when I tell y'all this bitch was acting crazy, like she was acting so crazy, but would never act crazy enough to come directly to me. It's like she kept doing shit behind the scenes and she just kept doing shit. So one day my brother had a car or whatever. Had a car that he was trying to sell. So he had a car and he had like wrote his phone number on it and shit. He had wrote his, I know this story all over the place, yo, but he wrote his phone number on the car. So she ends up riding around to my grandma's house to fuck the car up. Her and her friends, they fucked the car. They busted out every window, flat and every tire. They fucked that car up. Like, fucked it up. So my brother, the reason why my brother found out, well, he knew it was her. Well, he was gonna know it was her anyway, because who the fuck else gonna do that shit? But the reason why my brother ended up finding out was because somebody that lived on the block that the car was parked when they seen the number that was on the car, and they called the number. They called my brother like, yeah, I just seen some girls hop out the car, they just like fucked your car up basically. So my brother was mad as shit. So this was probably like the next day or the same day or some shit like that. We end up fucking me and my brothers, we end up riding around to her mom's house where she was, I don't know if she was staying there at the time, whatever it can be. We ended up riding around to her mom's house. My brother on some shit like he want to get his lick back. Like, man, he about to fuck, cause bitch, that wasn't even a brand new car that you fucked up. That car was kind of old. You got a brand, it's 2015 still. You like throwing to keep trying to talk this 2015 shit. It's 2015 still. You just got this brand new ass car. So my brother wants some shit like he about to go get his lick back. So me and my brothers, we ride around to the mom house or whatever. And my brother told me to stay in the car because I guess I was supposed to be the getaway driver or whatever. My brother, he had a mask on. He had a mask on and walked up to the mom house. Mind you, the mom house it's loaded with people. Like, it's a whole bunch of people there. I don't know if they fucking having a cookout that day or what. It's a whole bunch of fucking people there or whatever. My brother walked up there with a big ass bag and fucking started going in on her car in front of her, in front of the whole family, in front of everybody. The car parked right in front of the house. He fucked that car up in front of her, the whole family. I'm talking about the mirrors, windows, windshield, the whole fucking car. He just fucked that car up with a bat in front of her. We was laughing about it because my brothers was telling, because him and my little brother went up there, but I was supposed to stay in the car because I had to be the getaway driver. So that's when they was laughing, because they like, soon as she seen him walk up there with the bat, she ran up the steps and like was just watching him fuck the car up. Like, but you really want to sit here and watch this nigga just fucking your car up with a bat and not do nothing? So he fucked the car up, the windows, the windshield, the head, like everything. He fucked that car up, like fucked it up. Mind you, none of her family or nobody did nothing. Like, nobody did nothing. They sat there and watched him fuck that car up and let him fuck it up, like right in front of her. So that was that. So after that, it was just a bunch of like little stupid, like petty shit going on. But like, shit'll be weird. Mind you, while all of this is going on, y'all, keep in mind this bitch is calling my phone 24/7, playing on my phone 24/7. Her friends, everybody just calling my phone, keep playing on my phone, calling me all fucking day, all fucking night, just playing on my phone. And at that point, I don't even think that blacklist was a feature on the iPhone yet. Like, I don't think it was. And she's calling my phone all day, every day, calling my brother all day, every day. This fucking weirdo bitch pulls up to my brother. Mind you, my brother, my brother was working somewhere that was like right by my grandma's house. So he's like walking to work. He had to be to work at like 6 or 7 in the morning. Why the fuck as he's walking to work, this creepy ass bitch is pulling up to him like, hey, today my birthday, you ain't going to, it was her birthday. She's like, hey, today my birthday, you ain't going to tell me happy birthday. And as he's driving, as he's walking, she's driving slowly, like next to him, like right beside him or whatever. Like, hey, you ain't going to tell me happy birthday. You ain't going to tell me happy birthday, baby. Like, she's just being so fucking weird. Like, he's like, yo, she's just fucking crazy. Like, I swear this shit seems like a fucking movie I'm making up. Like, I swear to God, this shit just seems so made up, but it's really not. So that was that or whatever. So after that, so that same day or whatever, that same day, it was me, my old best friend, my mom, and a couple other people. I don't remember who was with us, but we ride around there or whatever to fuck her car up. Because now at this point, she playing games, we playing games, we just both playing games. Because bitch, obviously I can't catch you. I don't got it in me to, because my dad kept saying like, yo, y'all need to go around there and just sit outside her house and wait for her to come out. But I don't have that type of patience. Like, that's why I be trying to call and tell her I want to fight you, but I don't have that type of patience to sit outside the house and wait for you to come out. Like, who fucking know when the fuck you gonna come out? So we ended up riding around to her grandma's house or whatever and fucking her car. But again, we ended up the girl who was my best friend at the time, she ended up like carving happy birthday on her. Mind you, this all is happening on her birthday. She ended up carving happy birthday into the hood of her car with a razor. I think we put a fucking Snickers or something in her tank, or I think we just put sugar in her tank or something. But mind you, it was so funny because her neighbors newsy as shit. So as soon as we did what we did, as soon as they saw her, like they told her what we did to her car pretty much. So she knew it was us, but I don't give a fuck. I wasn't hiding. That still wasn't enough to bring her out. So pretty much after that, it's just months and months and months of bullshit. So one day we saying we going to fight or whatever. We on the phone all day. She calling me calling me all day saying we going to fight and all this other shit. She still never pulled up. They end up pulling up to my block later shit. It's her and a bunch of bitches I never even seen her with. I don't know where the fuck she feeling these bitches, but it was her, a bunch of bitches, and her mom or whatever. They pulled up to my block. It's me and my friends or whatever. They pulled up to my block and they outside the car all hype. And then as soon as me and my friends came outside, they got in the car and pulled up. Like they were just playing. It was a fucking big ass game of cat and mouse with this bitch. Like it was just a big ass game. Mind you, her mom was there. Why right after that her mom ended up like passing away? I ain't gonna speak. I ain't disrespecting nobody dead relatives, like, but it was just so much shit that was going on. Like it was just so fucking crazy. So we thinking that the situation was going to calm down. The shit got fucking worse. Like the shit got fucking worse. So she constantly blowing my phone up, just blowing my phone up. I'm talking like, when I tell you I'm blowing my phone up, I'm talking about while all of this is going on. When I tell you she was blowing my phone up, I mean like from the crack of dawn to like, I don't think she was ever sleeping. Then she's sending paragraphs to my phone. She just doing the most, but doing everything but fighting me. So fast forward a couple months or whatever, I ended up being like in a relationship and shit like that. And I'm gonna say this was probably like December 2015. I was in a relationship or whatever, and he ended up like getting locked up or whatever, and my brother had got locked up like at the same time. So I ended up posting like a side-by-side picture of them, like basically saying like free them, but I had like a heart over my boyfriend's face, so you couldn't tell who it was. So I guess this bitch was still like stalking me. So in the midst of her like keep calling my phone, keep playing on my phone and shit, she like, yeah, show your boyfriend face, like who your boyfriend, da 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 da. I'm like, how the fuck you even know I got a boy? Like, why are you even watching? Like, leave me alone. Like, you sitting here doing all of that. You not fighting me. You not doing nothing. But you sitting here basically just trying to fuck with me pretty much. Like, that shit was irritating me. Like, so she like, yeah, show your boyfriend face or whatever. So I'm like, bitch, like, no, like, go ahead. So basically, she ended up finding out who he was. I was mad as shit, y'all, because this girl used to go to the highest extremes to try to make my life hell, I guess. But the thing is, I could stand on my own 2 feet, and I could stand on my own 2 feet, and I got tough skin, and I could hold my own. So the shit she was doing was getting under my skin. But it's like, if she was doing that shit to like a regular, like a normal person, I honestly feel like, I don't know what that, who knows how the fuck that would have affected them, because this bitch was acting crazy. Like, I'm talking about, yo, like when I say she was calling me at fucking 4, 5, 6 in the morning singing to me, it was so fucking crazy. And the crazy thing is, like, my folks always used to be like, why don't you just change your number? But like, I'm not changing my number for no bitch. Like, I'm just not changing my number for her. Like, I don't care. Like, it was irritating me though, because it used to be like, I don't think Do Not Disturb was a feature at that time, and then Blacklist wasn't a feature at that time. But then she kept calling me from block. She used to harass me 24/7, and then it used to be her and a friend on 3. But oh my, like, it was just crazy. Like, it was definitely crazy. So she ended up finding out who my boyfriend was, and I was mad as shit because, and I found out because, you know, me being a girlfriend, I was going through his followers and shit like that. So I started peeping it. Like, she started following all him, his friends, and all the other shit. I'm like, this bitch about to do some dumb shit. What? Like, this bitch about to do some nut shit. Like, I know now she know who he is. She putting 2 and 2 together. She about to do some shit. She about to try to talk to, I don't know what the fuck she about to try to do, but she about to try to play with me. Like, so she did end up doing some weird shit, but I didn't find out until like later down the line or whatever. So basically, fast forward probably like a couple months or whatever. Why the fuck somebody from my school called me? Mind you, like I said, keep in mind that as I'm telling y'all this story, I'm giving y'all like the main things that happened, but keep in mind that in between all the detail is so much shit going on between us. Like, even outside of the shit that I'm telling y'all, it's so many fucking details I'm leaving out. Like, it was just crazy. Like, it looked like our families was really going to war. Like, just know that. Like, the shit was fucking crazy. Why the fuck somebody from my school call my phone? Mind you, it would be times where I would be fucking, even though she would be constantly calling my phone, it would be a lot of times where it's like I would stop answering because it's like, bitch, you're not talking about shit. You don't want to fight. You calling my phone fucking singing to me and serenading me. and playing on my phone and just want to talk and just want to talk shit and just want to be funny and just want to laugh and want do all this weird shit just to make me mad, just to get under my skin. So it's like, it would be point in times where I just wouldn't even answer the phone because it wouldn't be no point. Like, she's never gonna want to fight me. Like, so why the fuck? It'd be times where, like I said, it would be periods of times where I would be ignoring her. Like, I would ignore her for a while. Like, and that would get to her. Like, I think me ignoring her would get under her skin. Why the fuck somebody from my school called my phone like, yeah, Ming, you know it's a fake page of you on Twitter? I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, it's a fake page of you on Twitter. Like, they on there talking, like, saying some crazy shit, like some freaky shit, like da 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 da. So I'm like, what? I'm like, send me the page. Why the fuck they send me the page? This bitch made a fucking fake. Mind you, what was making me so mad was because I was ignoring her, and it'd be times where I would really ignore her and not even pay her no mind because it wasn't even worth the energy no more. Like, why the fuck would you sit there and make a, this bitch, let me just get into it. This bitch made a fake page of me on Twitter, took my picture and used my picture for the profile picture, followed like everybody I was following, and was tweeting like all this like sexual shit. Like, pretty much, if y'all looking for a good time, yeah, I be doing this and this and that. Like, saying all this nasty ass freak shit to try to make me look like a whore. But you so stupid, dummy. You following all the people that's my folks. You're following my folks. People who are my folks is obviously not going to believe that that's me. Like, but the fact that you went out of your way to try to assassinate my character and make me look like, and at this point it's making me mad because I was ignoring her. I had to been ignoring her. I don't even know how long ago, but it's like I said, it got to a point where I just stopped answering the calls. Like, she kept playing on my phone. I wouldn't even entertain that shit. And I'm not entertaining. And it's like every time I wouldn't entertain it, she would go to the next extreme to get my attention. This bitch really, and I'm getting mad thinking about this shit all over again. This bitch made a fucking fake page of me and was trying to assassinate my character. I'm mad as shit. Like, I'm mad. I was so mad to the point that actually, I think I actually cried that day, but it wasn't on no cry. I cry when I'm mad. Like, I cried. I was mad as shit. So much to the point I chunked the rest of my classes. I went to the fucking gas station, filled my gas tank up, and was on my way to Philly to come beat this bitch ass because, bitch, now you playing with me too much. Like, now I'm gonna come find you. I'm not even coming back to school till I fucking find you, dumbass. Like, cause now you playing with me too much. So as I'm at the gas station, I'm literally at the gas station putting gas in my tank. And my brother, oh yeah, cause when I found out about it, I called my brother and I called my mom snapping like, yo, like, this bitch really like on some dumb shit. Like, she on some weird shit. Like, so my brother snapping. So whatever ended up happening, oh yeah, at court or whatever, it ended up, I don't think I ever ended up telling you, like, at court, the court basically was telling my brother he couldn't keep my niece away from her, so they had to come to like some type of agreement. So at this point in time, she was back having access to my niece again. So my brother, I call my brother snapping, I call my brother snapping, he's mad as shit, he's snapping. So he ends up catching her while she picking up my niece. So he pulled up to her, so she went to go pick up my niece, and my brother pulled up to the school to go at her because he like, bitch, like, you doing too fucking much. Like, why the fuck would you make a fake page of my little, like, what type of time is you on? Like, you weird as shit. Mind you, the bitch like 3 years older than me. Like, you weird as shit. Like, you're weird as shit. So my brother went there snapping on there. She bitching. She thought she seen a fucking ghost when she seen him, and then telling him it's not her. Who the fuck else would it be, bitch? I'm not beefing with nobody else. Like, who the fuck else would it be? You sitting here really making a fake page of me trying to make me look like a whore on social media. And it's like, I don't even know why I let that shit get to me because it's like, everybody knew it wasn't me. Like, everybody knew that or whatever. Like, people was looking like, what the fuck? Like, everybody knew it wasn't me, which is why they called me. But my point is, you went out of your way to do, like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're literally doing every fucking thing under the sun except fighting me. I don't get it. Like, you're doing every fucking thing under the sun except fighting me. Everything under the sun. And it's like, it'll be a whole bunch of times where she'd be like, yeah, we can meet such and such place today, and the next thing you know, she'll go MIA. Like, it'll be a whole bunch of, she just was playing too much. So she made the fake page of me. I ended up getting the fake page deleted, but I was fucking mad as shit because it's like, she's so fucking weird. Like, I don't know what's wrong with her. So that pretty much was there. I ended up getting the page deleted. I'm like, when I catch this bitch, I'm going to, like, she gonna wish she never met my brother. Like, she gonna wish she never met my brother. My brother never bought her around me. My brother never fucking had a baby with her. She's gonna wish she never met me. Like, when I catch this bitch, I'm really gonna fuck her up. Like, so basically, fast forward, I'm gonna say about a month or whatever, right? So I almost had her. So my mom knew how bad I wanted to catch her. Everybody knew how bad I wanted to catch her. Basically, it was a whole bunch of shit going on or whatever. Don't ask me how. But every fucking thing this girl done did to me, done did to my family and everything. I don't know how the fuck her and my brother ended up fucking with each other again. That's another story for another day. I don't know how the fuck they started fucking with each other again. Wow, he know I still want to fuck her up. He still know I want to beat her ass. I don't know how the fuck him and her ended up back together after everything she did. After basically jumping me. She didn't jump me, but I say y'all jump me because your friend holding my arm while you kicking me and I can't swing and y'all jump me. I don't care. So her and my brother ends up back together. So me and my family is just fucking baffled. Like I'm talking about my whole family. Like me, my mom, my dad, stepdad, brothers, everybody just can't understand for the life of them how the fuck him and her ended up back together. We can't figure out for the life of us how the fuck that happened. I actually think they ended up getting an apartment together and all that. Yo, I don't know. It was crazy. It was crazy. They did end up getting an apartment together after that. It was just, yo, like, so anyway, one day my mom already knew I wanted to be her ass. My mom wanted me to be her ass. So one day my mom calls me. I swear this was like, it was like a Tuesday, a random ass school day, right? I ain't give a fuck about none of that. My mom called me. It's early as shit in the morning. It's like 8 in the morning. She's like, yeah, I just rolled past grandma's house and Bones' car was out there. So I'm like, her car out there. So I'm like, okay. I'm sitting here thinking like it's 8 in the morning. It's like 8 or 9 in the morning. I'm like, if I drive to Philly, 9 times out of 10, she's still going to be there. So y'all know what the fuck I did? I got on the fucking road. I went to the gas station, put my car up, and got on the fucking road and drove 2.5 hours on a Tuesday just to catch this bitch. Just to catch her. I did not give a fuck. I chucked my classes. I came to fuck the Philly that day to fucking fight her. So I get here, right? I get to Philly. I go pick up my best friend. The girl who was my best friend at the time. I go pick her up, so it's just me and her. We go to my grandma's house or whatever. Walk in the grandma's house. My grandma's house big as shit. It's like big as shit. It's like 3 floors, and every floor is like a full apartment. So we get to my grandma's house or whatever. Walking up the steps. So we trying to be quiet. So we walk in, get to the top of the steps. So mind you, when you get to the top of the steps of the 3rd floor, my brother's room, one of the rooms, it's 2 rooms on, it's 2 bedrooms on each floor, but my brother's room on the 3rd floor was like the front room or whatever. So when you get to the top of the step, if you sitting on like the front of the bed, you could see who coming up the steps. So he was sitting on the front of the steps, like on the front of the bed. He was sitting on the front of the bed, and he see me, and he like, he act like he seen a fucking ghost. He said. He's like, what's up? He like what you doing here or whatever. So I ain't even answering him or whatever. I'm just walking towards the room. So mind you, the way it's set up is like you could walk down the hallway and go to the room, or you could go through the middle room, and it's a door on a door on the other side of the middle room that you could get to the room too. So basically his bedroom got 2 entrances. So and the middle room got 2 entrances. So I'm walking down the hallway to the room. I'm not even saying nothing. I don't got nothing to say. Don't worry about why I'm here. It is what it is. So I get to like the threshold of the door or whatever. I see this bitch laying on the bed, like looking comfortable as shit. So I'm like telling her, I'm like, come outside, like I ain't even saying like, I'm just telling her like bitch, come outside, like come outside, like it's really nothing else to say, bitch, come outside, like you already know what's up. But by that point, by the time I hit the door, my brother was already outside in the hallway trying to hold me back. So it's like, it's not like I could have ran to her and just, but thinking about it, I should have went through the middle room and ran and beat her the fuck good. But my brother, he like, by the time I got to the threshold of the door, he's literally already in the hallway, like holding me back, like telling me to chill or whatever. So I'm telling her like, come outside, like what the fuck, like come outside. So she ain't saying that. She just sitting here looking at me like I don't even know what the fuck she was saying. So I'm telling her, come outside. My brother holding on to me so fucking tight that it's like, it's not even one of them I could, like, it's not even, like, he's holding on to me for dear life trying to save this bitch. Which is still to this day beyond me. I don't understand, but whatever. So my brother holding me and shit. So I can't get to her. But I'm trying to tell her, like, come on, like, come outside. So I can't get to her. So I look to my left. and I see a fucking metal chair. Y'all know those metal fold-up chairs? I'm gonna insert a picture. Those metal fold-up chairs or whatever. It was one of them right there, and it was folded up. I picked that shit up. I put it on top of my head and tried to hum that shit at her head. Like, I tried to throw that shit at her fucking face. Like, when I had put it over my head like this and tried to throw it, at the same time I tried to throw it, my brother yanked me so fucking hard that the chair ended up just falling out my, like, I couldn't even fucking throw, like, he yanked me so fucking hard. Like, I still to this day don't understand it, but whatever. He yanked me so fucking hard that I couldn't even throw, like, I had it over my head like this trying to throw it at her, but I couldn't even throw it because by the time I tried to, like, throw it, he yanked the shit out of me. Like, I think I even fell. I don't even know. He yanked the shit out of me. But even though I didn't get a chance to throw the chair at her and it didn't reach her or nothing, I guess she still felt disrespected that I was about to throw a fucking metal chair at her fucking face. And she got up and she picked up one of my niece's toys and was trying to charge at me with it, trying to hit me. She was trying to hit me, but I don't know. It was just so much shit going on. I don't know why the fuck my best friend didn't hit her or nothing. I wish he would have fucking hit her or something, because my brother wasn't holding her back. He was holding me back. And he's like trying to push me down the steps, but not push me down the steps, but like trying to like push me down the steps and force me down the steps. And I'm just trying to swing over the rolling at her. I'm just, it just was so much shit going on. So I get down to the second floor, so I'm snapping. I'm calling my mom, snapping, and I'm crying to my mom because I'm like, this nigga over here holding me the fuck back, like he not letting me fight her, like, and he still holding me or whatever. And she upstairs, then she upstairs talking, she talking all this shit. But why you not coming down the steps? So I'm on phone snapping with my mom. Mind you, I'm mad as shit because I just drove 2.5 hours on a fucking Tuesday just to come fight this bitch. And you stopping me, you literally, when I tell you holding on to me for dear life, y'all, holding on to me for dear fucking life, like really trying to save this hoe, like, duh, like. So I'm calling my mom, snapping, and I think I ended up calling my dad too. I'm like, yeah, he holding me back, like he not trying to let me fight her. I don't even remember what the fuck I said, but I just know I basically was telling. And I'm like, yeah, like he weird. So my mom mad because everybody just like, at this point they still don't understand what the fuck is going through my brother's head. Like, I don't know. So I'm mad as shit. I'm snapping. So we ended up just leaving. I'm mad as shit. I wasted my time. I wasted my gas. I wasted all of it. So I ended up seeing her car. I ended up walking by her car, kicked her mirror off her car, and that was pretty much dead. So I kicked her mirror off her car. I don't know if you kicked both mirrors off or just one. I don't fucking know, but I know I ended up, I'm mad as shit. I'm like, I like literally kicked the mirror off the car, like. So she ended up calling my phone. Then she calling my phone talking shit. Calling my phone talking shit. I feel like I don't even remember who told me, but I feel like she ended up calling the cops like, bitch, now you a rat. Now you rat, and now you did all this fucking shit. And mind y'all, keep in mind, I'm going to keep saying this. Keep in mind, half the shit that happened, I'm not even telling y'all because the detail is so far going for me now that like I can't even remember. Just know it was something every fucking day. For a year and a half, it was something every fucking day with this bitch. Like, every fucking day. So that was that or whatever. We arguing and shit like that. She's still playing on my phone. Girl, you're doing everything. And mind you, like I said, when I tell you she was playing on my phone, I mean, this bitch used to call me from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. Like, I don't think she ever slept. Why are you calling me constantly? Like, it was like, that shit was just so crazy. Like, that shit was just so fucking crazy. But she just like, yo, that shit was beyond me. Like, I don't know why I didn't change my number. That's because that number I had at the time, I had for like 14 years. I had that number since, well, when I got rid of it, it was 14 years. I had that number since 2006, and I think I got rid of that number like 2019. So I had that number for a long time. So I wasn't changing my number for no bitch. Like, don't no bitch put fear in my heart. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not about to change my number just because the bitch want to keep calling my phone. It is what it is. Even though I should have changed my number, because that shit was so, it just started getting like so fucking draining. It really was. I'm not even going to sit here and act like tough or nothing, but because it was just like, it was starting to get, it was just bad. Like, but so that was that or whatever. And I ended up kicking her mirror off. Basically, that was like March 2016. We almost done this story, yo. I promise. I promise we almost done this story. So why the fuck Block Party rolls around again, right? Block Party 2016. So April 2016, Block Party rolls around again. So mind you, that weekend we had like a whole bunch of fights. Like, me and my friends fought a couple times. And then after Block Party, like the day after Block Party, matter of fact, this is an example of what I was saying when I said it was bitches I fought for, and I don't even know why the fuck I fought them. When I tell y'all, All right, so the day after block party, it was literally that Sunday, like the Sunday after block party, some random girl called my phone snapping, wanting to fight. I don't even know. She wasn't even a part of none of the block party fights or nothing. Me and this bitch had beef for years, and she never wanted, and we ended up going to college together. And she never wanted to fight me. It's like I kept doing little smart shit to her, but that's because she would always be trying to be funny when she was in front of people. But anytime I did smart shit to you, you never said nothing. And at this point, bitch, I ain't see you in like 4 or 5 months. I literally didn't physically see this girl in like 4 or 5 months. Out of nowhere, she ended up calling my phone, wanting to fight me. I don't know, but that's another story for another day. But long story short, at the block party, I'm saying all of that to say that at the block party, right? Why the fuck one day I go out to my car, my red car is spray painted black. Like somebody spray painted my whole car, like the side, the hood, the mirror, the windows, every fucking, like somebody spray painted my fucking car. I'm mad as shit. Now at this time, I had a couple issues at school with a couple bitches. It was a couple bitches I ain't like. So I'm calling around because I'm asking, ask such and such, did she do this to my car? I'm writing bitches, did you do such and such to my car? So mind you, the girl that I fucking fought for no reason, that I still don't know why I fought, I ended up calling somebody that she lived with. So I'm like, yo, I said, we just gonna call her Fishy. I said, yo, ex Fishy, did she spray paint my car? Cause at this point, bitch, I'm thinking it's you, cause you just was on some shit trying to fight me for no fucking reason. I think it's you, and I'm about to come to your house and beat you the fuck up, cause you got me fucked up. Like, so I'm like ex Fishy, did she spray paint my car? So they went and asked her, I guess, and they talking about, she was like, no, she said no, she'll never do nothing like that. But the whole time in my head, I can't figure out for the life of me who the fuck, cause even the other bitches at my school that I don't like, I'm like, I don't think that they dislike me that much that they gonna spray paint my car. Like, I don't see that happening. Like, I don't see them doing no shit like that. So I'm mad as shit, and mind you, I'm about to go beat this bitch up, because even if you saying you not doing it, bitch, you the only bitch I got like real beef with up here. So I think that you did it, and I want to fight you just because. So before I got to that, I'm like, let me go to see. I ended up going to the campus, I don't know if it was like the campus police department or something, to see if they had footage, because my building got like a camera, it got a camera, and you could, I don't know if it worked or not, I don't know what it was, but I lived in the apartment. But I'm like, I wanted to see if they had the footage, like, because I want to know who the fuck did this to my car, because I'm gonna beat your bitches the fuck up. I'm not playing. So I think they ended up saying they ain't have, I don't even know what the fuck they said. They wasn't no fucking help though. So I'm like, yo, I'm mad as shit. Mind you, the spray paint is not coming off with nothing, but I ended up finding some shit at Home Depot, and it ended up coming right off, meaning whoever fucking did it, you wasted your fucking time, because I got it off literally in 5 minutes. Like, so come to find out, it was this bitch Bones. But I didn't find that out right away. I found that out a little later down the line. The only reason why I found it out is because she basically told on herself. Like, she told on herself when we was all them 100,000 times she was calling my phone. She told on herself, but it wasn't right away. Like I said, it was down the line. She told on herself, and she told on herself a couple times, which is how I ended up finding out she was messing. She was trying to get somebody to mess with my boyfriend, the one who she was trying to figure out what he looked like and stuff. She did that, and I found out she spray painted my car because when we was arguing later down the line, she ended up saying, this is another story time for another day, but I ended up pretty much crashing my car, and like the whole right side of my car was fucked up, like, but it was still perfectly drivable, so I was still driving around in it. But yeah, I fucked my car up. So basically, one time me and her was arguing, and she like, yeah, bitch, you be talking heavy, but you missing the whole side of your, some shit she said, like along those lines, like, you missing the whole side of your car. She said some shit like that. But mind you, I got that car after me and her. Was it after me and her fault? I think it was, I got that car like after me. So she didn't even know what my car, like what kind of car I had or none of that. So for her to, I don't even know how to fuck. That's why I say she's a fucking stalker, because I honestly don't even, the last time I was talking to her, I was living somewhere totally different. Like when she came up Bloomsbury, I was living somewhere totally different. So the fact that let me just get there. So basically when me and her was arguing, she basically told on herself. She like, yeah, bitch, you tuck so heavy, but you missing the whole side of your car, Whatever she said. So I'm like, I don't even know how it came up, but I ended up saying something like, that was you that spray painted my car. So I'm like, bitch, I'm like, you a punk ass bitch. So that's when we started really getting into it, because I'm like, you a scary ass bitch. Like, how the fuck, bitch, you really drove. Yo, not only is Bloomsburg 2.5 hours away from Philly, but you have to pay tolls. You have to pay tolls to get to and from there. So you mean to tell me you drove 2.5 hours up to my school, paid tolls, filled up your tank and all that, to drive up to my school, to spray paint my car, and then leave and go back to Philly? 2.5 hours back and pay tolls again? That is some punk ass shit. Like, how the fuck you even, like, how you even sleep at night being that type of scary ass bitch? You really drove up to my school to spray paint my car and leave, but you couldn't call me to tell me to come outside to fight you? You couldn't do that, but you came up to my school to spray paint my car? Like, but you so tough though. You so tough. You be talking so heavy, like you so fucking tough. So that's how I ended up finding out. But that day, like I said, that day I still didn't find out who it was. I ain't know who it was. I just got the paint off my car or whatever. I still ain't know who it was. Like, I ain't know. And she never like fessed up to it. Like, she never admitted it or nothing, because she just was like, she a punk ass bitch, so she never admitted to it or whatever. She just still calling my phone at 4, 5, and 6 in the morning, playing on my phone, still the typical shit. But she's still doing all of that. So fast forward to when we finally fucking fought. The point of the story, we finally fucking fought, but it was like pulling teeth trying to get this bitch to come out. So at this point, I think we fought in like May 2016. At this point, school over and all of that, so I'm home now. So mind you, that was the other thing I was saying about how she used to be so weird, because a lot of times she used to be fucking stalking. At this time, I was on Snapchat heavy. Like, I wasn't using Instagram stories at all. I ain't started using Instagram stories till like the middle of 2017. Like, so it used to irritate me so bad, because she used to be calling my fucking phone, blowing my phone up, like she'll always say some shit to let me know that she know I'm in Philly, or know that I'm back at school or something. And it'd be like, how the fuck do this bitch know I'm home, or if I'm at school? Because I don't post shit. I only post on Snapchat, and everybody who follow me on Snapchat, I know. So I'm like, I don't know if she added me from like a fake page that I wasn't paying attention to. I don't know. But the bitch used to be, yo, she just used to be doing the fucking most. Like, so fast forward to when we finally fucking fight, right? So we arguing. This was just another regular day of us arguing. She calling my phone all fucking day, calling my phone. So I'm like, yo, like, come, like, pop out. Like, what the fuck you want to keep calling my phone for? Like, I don't know how I ended up convincing this bitch. Oh, that's how I ended up convincing her to fight me. So basically, we arguing, right? We arguing on Twitter, we arguing on the phone, we arguing on Twitter, whatever. So we finally got this girl enough courage and enough heart to finally fight me. It's like she never wanted to fight me. And I didn't even tell y'all it was another time. It was another time, like right after they jumped me or whatever. It was another time right after that where I was walking home from work and they rolled past me again, and I seen her friend with this nappy ass blonde hair peeking out the window, like they was trying to catch me slipping again. Like, and I'm like, I just ended up walking the other way, because I'm like, y'all bitches is not catching me again. Like, y'all weird as shit. Like, and then like she kept riding by. Like, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, so basically that day I ended up finally convincing her to fight me. And the way I had to convince her to fight me was because we arguing on Twitter and shit, but it's like her friends, these fake ass cousins, all this shit. It's me and my friends too. Like, we all like arguing with them or whatever. So I basically ended up saying, like, y'all bitches scary as shit. I'm like, we could have a free fall. Like, now if you from Philly, I don't know if y'all know what a free fall is, but if you from Philly, free fall is, I don't know what y'all call it like in other cities, but like a free fall is like, if it's me, say it's me and all my friends, and then her and all her friends, like, it's like we all fighting each other. Like, we all fighting. It's like we all fighting. We all swinging on whoever from the other side. Everybody's just fighting like a big ass brawl, a big ass free fall. That's what we call it. We call it a free fall. Like, everybody just fighting everybody. It don't matter who it is. If you come in with this person, you gonna get into it. You gonna get swung onto it. It is what we can have a free fall. It is what it is. We just all rumbling each other. Like, so I ended up telling her, I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, let's have a free fall. Like, you so scared, you don't want to fight me one-on-one. You keep trying to not fight me one-on-one, or the time that you is trying to fight me one-on-one, you always wanted to be at a time that you catching me slipping and I'm not prepared. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, let's have a free fall. Even though I wholeheartedly just wanted to fight her one-on-one. I never wanted to handle free fall. I never wanted to jump her. I never wanted to do none of that. I wanted to fight her one-on-one because, bitch, I'm going to show you. See, with me, when I be fighting bitches that be playing with me, I really be feeling like I got something to prove. So it's like, I got friends that's like not going to let me fight by myself. Like, but it's like, I would really have to tell them to like, let me fight somebody by myself, because I don't even want them to say like, oh, they got beat up because they got jumped. Like, no, I be feeling like I got something to prove to certain bitches. So I be wanting to fight like on my, like one-on-one. So basically, she ended up, she like, all right, fuck it, like we can have a free fall. So they had amped her up, because now they gave her a little bit of heart, because it's like, all right, well, now I know I'm not gonna be fighting by myself. It's gonna be everybody fighting everybody. So I know 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna be a fair fight. We could jump her again. We could, like, I know that's what was going through her head, because it's like, bitch, for a year and a half I was trying to fight you, and all I had to say was free fall for you to come out. Okay, so that ended up actually really being the day. So she ended up, I guess she was ready before me or whatever, but I was still waiting for all my folks to like come and meet up with us. So she kept calling my phone, but I'm like, we gonna be there, like we gonna be there, we gonna be there. So then she calling me a punk ass bitch, and she basically was like, bitch, what you trying to find somebody to ride for you? Like, no, bitch, I'm just waiting for them to be ready. Like, what you mean? Like, so we ended up going. I don't remember, I don't know how many of us it was, but it was a couple of us, and then there was like 2 niggas that had came with me, but I didn't call them. My friend ended up calling them, but it all ended up working out because she ended up having niggas with her too. So long story short, we end up meeting up or whatever. We end up meeting up at the top of my block. So we see them or whatever. The first thing this bitch tried to do is try to pull something out. Girl, I went, the first thing we did when we went there, my folks telling her we one-on-one. Like I'm telling them like I want to fight her one-on-one. Like I just want to fight her one-on-one. So my folks like let them fight. So my folks like telling them like, no, let them fight one-on-one. Let them fight one-on-one. Bones, I guess she feeling she bitching or whatever. So she like on some, she like no, ain't no one-on-one. She said she wanted to have a free fall, so let's have a free fall. It's a free fall. But she was bitching. She did not want to have that one-on-one. Like she was not trying to fight me. So my folks like, no, fight her one-on-one. So then that's when her folks, she was salty because her folks ended up saying like, all right, yeah, go ahead, let them fight one-on-one. Let them fight one-on-one. So I just went up to her, threw my hands up or whatever. We started fighting. Why the fuck this bitch try to get me in the headlock again? But this time, she wasn't getting me in that shit. I'm literally like, I'm trying to find this video of us fighting, because if you see, you'll see all she keep doing. She not even swinging on me. She keep trying to wrap her arm around like my neck and around my head. Like, you just see me just keep dipping from under her arm, trying to swing on her, because she kept trying to like get me in the head. Like, why you keep trying to head like me? Like, we is not wrestling. What the fuck? So all you see is like, I just kept dipping my head from under her arm, because she kept trying to put me in the headlock. So we ended up fighting or whatever. We ended up, the way it was, it's like the way it was, I was moving so fast that like I was trying to get my head from under her arm and swing on her at the same time. So I'm moving fast as shit, and I ended up falling. So we both ended up falling. She fell on top of me, but then like I got right on top of her. So now, soon as that happened, now bitches start trying to jump me again. So I don't even know who the fuck that was, but it did end up kind of turning into a free fall for like a split second, because somebody from her side ended up cracking me in my back a couple times with a bat while I'm on top of her fighting her. But I couldn't even get up to see who it was, because I wanted this bitch so bad. Like, y'all don't understand how I felt having this bitch in my possession right now after all the shit you did and said and all that shit you did. But the whole time, so let me just get to that. So we fighting. So she cracked me in my back with a bat. So all my folks ran up on her, ran up on them. They all started trying to fight. And you see, I do got a video of one of her friends getting thrown on the ground, and then one of my other friends, I don't know, like basically like 3 of my friends was like tag teaming this one girl because she tried to jump me again. And then you see the camera go to me real quick, and you see me on the ground like punch her in her face. It was just so much shit going on. So basically we fighting or whatever. So my friends mad as shit because my friends don't got, I mean, my cousin had like a stick or something, but she ain't use that shit. But she did use it actually when they started trying to jump me. But yeah, but a lot of my friends didn't have nothing with them. So the girl, she keep hitting me in my back with it. When the fight was all said and done, I had a big ass welt across my back because she hit me in my back with a bat. So yeah, so basically I'm fucking her up. I'm like literally socking the shit out of her. She on the ground, I'm just socking her. All you hear is her just saying like, get her off of me, get her off of me, get her off of me. I'm just socking her. It's just socking the shit out of her, just socking her. So all you hear is her just keep saying, get her off of me, get her off of me. It took 4 niggas that she was with to drag her from under me. Like, I was not letting her go. I was still going after her. Like, it literally took them to grab her by both of her legs and both of her feet and drag her from under me. And even still, I still was going after her, and then one of the niggas ended up hitting me. He was gay, but still, don't fucking hit me. So he ended up hitting me, and then the niggas I was with, I call my brother, the niggas I was with ended up going after him, and he gonna try to run behind the car. Like, nigga, you gonna try to hit me and then run behind the car when my niggas trying to go at you. Like, so that pretty much was that or whatever. So we ended up fighting over it, but I was mad as shit because honestly, y'all, that fight just wasn't what I wanted it to be, because it wasn't long enough. First of all, it wasn't long enough. It was not long enough. That fight was not long enough. And not only that, y'all still wasn't playing fair. It's like, I'm trying to fight this bitch one-on-one because she did too much shit, and I want to show her because she keep talking crazy to me as if she could really stand it with me, and I know for a fact she can. And I really want to show her that. Like, I don't want to jump you. I don't want to use a weapon or nothing. I'm gonna beat you the fuck up respectfully. Like, so that's what be my whole thing. That's all I be trying to prove. So that's why I was mad as shit, because the fight was kind of long, but it wasn't a fair fight. Like, I got a bitch hitting me in my back with a bat. It's turning into a free fall. Niggas trying to drag her from under me. It's like, I still didn't get her the way I wanted to get her. Like, I was mad as shit. Like, so that pretty much was that. And then after that, she still was calling my phone and all the other bullshit. The cops ended up calling. It was just all this dummy and shit. That pretty much was that or whatever. After that, she still playing on my phone, yo, and I'm mad as shit because I'm like, I want to fight again. Like, why stop? Like, tell your folks to chill. I don't want to get, like, why we gotta do the jumping if I'm like, I don't want to do all that. I just want to fight you. Like, but you so scared to fight me because you know I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. And I did in that split second that we was fighting. So she like, I don't know, she just kept calling my phone, playing on my phone. So at this point, actually, I wasn't out of school. I forgot I took up summer classes. I took up 2 summer sessions that summer. So I was actually up Bloomsburg for the whole fucking summer, basically. So I remember she just kept calling my phone, playing on my phone. While I'm at work, she's sending me long ass paragraphs, saying all this shit. She just keep playing on my phone. So I'm like, dog, like, I just was letting her have that shit after a while, because I'm like, it is what it is. Like, so that was there. And I still, at that time, I still wanted to fight her. Like, and it just wasn't happening. So it was like, it was what it was. She was harassing me for months, she was not stopping for nothing. Like, she was not stopping calling, texting me, having her friends call and text me, having gay niggas call and text. Like, it was just going on for months and months and months and months and months. So January 2017 comes. I know this is a long ass story. January 2017 comes or whatever, and here's my chance. I had got another opportunity to try to basically catch her or whatever. So my mom, it's so funny because I feel like my mom did that shit on purpose, instigated that shit on purpose, and then tried to act like she, I don't know. But anyway, one time, this was around the time where they were still exchanging my niece, but she wouldn't come on my block to get my niece or drop my niece off, because she knew if she came to my block, me and her would be fighting. So a lot of times when my mom would go to the top of the block to meet her, she wouldn't tell me. But this particular day, she told me. And I don't know why. I don't know. I think my mom just wanted me to beat her up. Like, because she already knew once you tell me that I'm going to go up there. So it was me and one of my friends. This is one of my friends. Her name Ashley. She played like a big part in a lot of this beef, because like it was her versus Bones' best friend, like the whole entire time we was beefing. Like, it was just crazy. It was just a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, so me and Ashley, we was on a house or whatever, and so my mom said she was meeting her at the top of the block and shit. So my mom, mind you, it's 2 different ways to get to the top of the block. So while my mom walking down one way, me and her ended up sneaking walking around the other way, because I didn't want my mom to end up trying to stop me or whatever. So we ended up walking up around the other way. The bitch's car is still parked at the top of the block. So we walk up to a car and we like knocked on a window or something. Why the fuck we sitting there trying? So it's her and the best friend, her and the best friend with the blonde nappy hair or whatever. It's both of them in the car. We trying to tell them to get out the car. This bitch roll her window up and start trying to run us over with her car. Like, she started trying to run us over. So we had to keep like running from the car because she kept trying to hit us with the car. But we just telling them to get out the car and shit and trying to reach in the car. And they keep like rolling the window up and down, like playing with us and shit, like not coming out the car. Like this, oh my God, I used to hate them. I still hate them bitches. But they be sitting there playing and shit. So she pulled out the parking lot and shit. And I think she like tried to like throw a soda at us or something. I don't know, but I know my friend ended up getting at her before I could. But my friend actually, she ran up to the car. She like 4-piece that bitch. She like socked us, like you heard that shit. She socked the shit out of that bitch like a good 3-4 times, and the bitch all kicking her legs out the window and shit. Like, what is you doing? Like, but Ashley had beat her the fuck up real quick. Like, that shit was so funny because you really heard like all her punches hit her in her face. Like that shit was just funny. So anyway, so that pretty much was that. That wasn't really no real fight because she didn't get out the car, but my friend had cracked her a couple times. But that pretty much was that, and she ended up like pulling off face the shit. So this is probably like, I'm gonna say a couple weeks later or whatever. I don't know what the fuck possessed this bitch to call me, but she ended up calling me or whatever. I guess trying to fake squash it or something. So she like, yeah. She told me, first of all, I wouldn't even ever told this to a bitch that I just was fighting. But she was telling me like, yeah, like basically she was trying to squash it or whatever. And she was like, yeah, when we was fighting, she like, yeah, my whole body was hurting. She just was basically talking about what I was doing to her in the fight. Like, I'm like, okay. So she ended up saying, she like, that's how I ended up finding out. She found out who my boyfriend was at the time. She was telling me, she like, yeah, once I found out who he was, I had put my friend on him, and we rode around to his block one day when I made my friend get out the car and talk to him and da-da-da-da. I'm like, but why? Like, why would you do it? Like, why? Just what was the point? And I'm like, by the time you did all that, he wasn't even my boyfriend no more anyway. But the shit still made me mad as shit. But he wasn't even my boyfriend at the time. But like, why did you just, I don't know. Like, she just was weird as shit. So we didn't really squash it, but we squashed it or whatever. Like, why the fuck we start beefing again in 2019? I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck. But we started beefing again in 2019. Like, right after I had my son, because I don't even remember what the fuck happened. But, oh, that's what was happening. The bitch kept watching my stories. So I think I ended up writing her like, why are you watching me? Or why you keep watching me? And she like, cause it's Instagram, some shit like that. And then she ended up saying something about my niece. And so I don't even know. But we basically ended up getting into it again. And we got into it again because some shit ended up happening between her and my mom. So every time she called my niece on my niece's iPad, she would sit there and be talking shit, knowing that me and my mom is in the background, and be sitting there saying, yeah, them fucking dumbass people with your dumbass bitches, da da da, saying all this shit, acting like she talking to my niece, but whole time you just saying it so we can hear it. So one time she was doing all of that, and I got on the iPad, and I tell her, I'm like, yo, Bones, like, watch your mouth, like, so I'm telling her to watch her mouth and shit. So me and her start arguing. We got into it real bad. Next thing you know, she started running down my whole everything about my fucking my boyfriend at the time, which was my fucking son dad. And she started talking about him and I'm like, how do you even know all of, like, how do you even know all of this about me? She's like, yeah, and I hope such as, she just was saying so much shit that I'm like, how do you even know this? Why are you still watching me that you even know all of this? I don't even post no nigga I do it. I know, like, how you even know all of this about, like, it just was weird. So I just remember my niece, like, she was telling me, like, every time she went to, like, visit her mom, every time she went to go visit Bones or whatever, like, visit her mom, that she kept taking her iPad trying to like get pictures of my son, cause at that point I ain't post my son till he was like, I ain't post my son for a long time prior to I don't even know how old my son was when I finally posted him. And it's like she wanted to see him so bad, and my niece would always be telling me, like, my mom keep taking my iPad and she keep trying to see like basically see the baby or whatever, like, and she like she kept like looking through her iPad and shit. And then one time I guess she had a video of my son in there, and she ended up seeing it. She like, oh, this her baby, and took the video and sent it to her friend, like, oh, this Ming baby. Why are you sent, like, you're weird? Why do you want to, like, you're weird? Like, she just was fucking weird. But basically we ended up arguing again. So I'm telling her, like, bitch, I wish I would never go back and forth with you again. Like, meet me across the street at such and such parking lot. Go, like, we can fight. Like, I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm not doing this shit again. So basically she ended up not coming, but kept playing on my phone. She called my phone a good 50 times. And then I had some other girl call my phone, but they never came once again. So the next thing you know, she texted me this long ass paragraph the next day, like, I'm not copping out, but like, I'm not copping the plea, but I'm not even, I wouldn't dare waste my time going back and forth with your dumbass. You was on my dick at one time, and she just was saying all this irrelevant shit, basically copping the plea, like, just so I won't beat her the fuck up. And she like, that's not me copping the plea, this is me simply saying I'm not worried about your dumbass, like, da 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 da. But she be talking all that shit though. But okay. But anyway, that pretty much was that. We ended up not fighting. I pretty much ended up letting this shit go. It is what it is. Like, I really don't care about the situation no more. That pretty much was that. And I know this fucking story was so long. I know it was all over the place. I hope it was still enjoyable and entertaining. I don't know, but I feel like I was just spewing out a lot of stuff. Like, I know it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened between me and my brother baby mom. Like I said, it's so much detail that I didn't put in this story. So much stuff I can't even put in this story, and so much stuff that's just like not really, I don't know, like I just was trying to give you the main key points of the story or whatever. So hopefully it's not long. When I go to play this shit back, I hope it don't say it's like 2 hours long. I hope not, but I hope it's entertaining. Let me know what y'all think about it. I tried to remember this story to the best of my ability. I really did. Like, I really did. Or if she's watching me, which I'm sure 9 times out of 10 she probably is, we might start arguing again. There might be an updated video to this video, because I don't know, I low-key be feeling like she still be stalking me, because the bitch know too much that I can't even figure out for the life of me how she know, because my friends don't even be knowing it. But whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna start editing it right now. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below and let me know if y'all like this video though. But I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Bye.